In this video, we'll have a look at the Ontario Staycation tax credit for tax year 2022. Let's go to profile and see how it was implemented. I'm on a 2022 T1 and the province of residence is Ontario. Let's look at the forms that relate to the staycation credit. If we go to the Ontario 479, so this is a refundable tax credit, there's a section here for the Ontario Staycation. There's this box 63051, and then down below here there's 63052, and there's an amount here. So there's nowhere to enter any information, so what we have to do is we can right click, and that takes us to the Ontario 428 and Ontario 479 worksheet. And it actually took us right to the area where we have to make the entries. So here we have the Ontario Staycation tax credit. And we can make the entries here. And notice they want the HST number, CRA in Ontario does. And then you enter the amount paid, including tax. Comes up with the total. And the calculation that CRA has implemented is there's two boxes. So box one, this is a single return, single person return, and calculating if you do not have a family. So the calculation is done here. The maximums are set by CRA based on the Ontario legislation. There's also a box two, so it's a calculation if you had a family. And the maximum there is 2,000. So once this is calculated, it is posted back over on the Ontario 479 at 63052. And based on the CRA Ontario rules, you multiply by 20%. So notice here, I did not have to do any overrides. All I have to do is make the entry, and I'm entering Ontario expenses in 2022. So that's based on the Ontario Ministry of Finance rules. The calculation is done based on CRA rules, so no overrides here at all. And in fact, if you override anything, you might get a e-file error. Back on the 479, Ontario 479, again, this box is multiplied by 20%. It's added to any other Ontario credits on Ontario 479, and then it's posted over to 47900 on the T1 jacket. And that's the credit. Just to show a calculation using box two, what I did was I made this person still single, but I added a dependent. If I go back to the provincial worksheet, I can see that profile is now calculating box two, in box two. So if you did not have a spouse or an eligible child, use box one. And here, eligible child doesn't mean eligible dependent. It just means a child that you're eligible to claim for this expense. If you had a spouse or common law partner or a child, so I added a child for a single person, and it's completing box two. So you should not need to do any overrides here or make any selections. Again, on the Ontario 479, profile has automatically checked box two. The only thing you might need to adjust is whose return you want to make the claim on. So it says this return or a spouse, but I don't have a spouse here. So just a couple of other features for this credit. And that is the implementation in profile of the Ontario Staycation credit for 2022. If you want more support You can go to the profile.intuit.ca website, and there's a support menu item there where you can look for more options for webinars, videos, and the community support.